Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Oh, great. Thanks for asking.
Well, you know, we got off to a pretty ordinary start this morning, didn't we? Because a lot of things weren't
things were
working
going
in the building
awry in
day.
the newsroom.
Yeah, you know what? We started very ordinary. We ended with an attack on me about something that I enjoy.
It was controversial, let's be honest.
It's not that we don't begrudge you the enjoyment. We just worry that you're using a lot of it. A lot. We talk to people about the weird ways that they might flex a little bit, inspired by the guy who showed a girl at a basketball game his Costco card and she was like, ooh.
Yeah. We find out a little bit about Dad's friends at Karrinyup Shopping Centre.
We certainly do. We catch up with UFC Featherweight champion Alex Volkanovski.
And champion WBBL player Sophie Devine joins us as well.
And we find out what you should not do in a classroom that is empty if you were a teacher.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
This went all over the socials a few days ago, and it's super cute. So it was a crowd shot of what was happening on a basketball game in America, and the camera pans on this young man. Now, this young man was dressed in black and white striped referee-style shirt and is seen pulling out a card to show a girl.
A very attractive young lady.
Yes.
She was handy, yeah.
So he's passed the card over to the girl, in which she has looked astounded at this card, and she's gone, wow. It's a Costco card.
You can see the back of it.
He flips it over, or she flips it up.
First of all, he thinks that's going to impress a girl, and second of all, it worked.
I know. It did impress.
This made Sports Centre.
Yep.
Like, this is a day
Yes,
one
I know.
Sports Centre.
It's great.
Adoring fans reacted by calling this guy a stud.
Yes.
And they said, well, you know what? It shows that you have enough money to buy a membership to Costco.
Which is what, 30 how much is it?
Also, they're saying $60 a year,
$60.
so I don't know what the US rate is. It also is it's a sign of turning 18 as well in America.
Okay, so it proves, so it's like an ID. So it proves it's legal.
Yeah, because you have to be 18 to be
good
able
one,
to
mate.
get a Costco.
So can you
card.
use that to get into a bar?
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I'm a Costco member. Let me,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Many people said this guy is ready to be a boyfriend, a husband, a father. You lock that down.
It also shows like he's a savvy shopper.
Yep.
He can provide for a family.
Yep.
Gee, we're looking into it a lot, aren't we? We're going deep.
Yep.
She was so impressed.
She
by it.
she was oh wow, and then she looked at the card a bit closer to what like is this real?
Yeah.
Can this be real? And then she was like, yeah, it is. And you know what? I reckon that he locked her down that night.
He's a smooth operator.
It only takes one thing.
And he wasn't the hottest dude going around.
Sometimes.
No. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's fine.
No, he's not. Well, he's not the worst.
No.
Yeah.
No, but he's like, it
I
was.
don't think we need to comment on it.
No, what I'm saying is that she didn't go, oh, I'm pretending to like it because he's super hot. She was impressed by the card and therefore impressed by him for having the card.
I think it's wonderful when you have something to impress people with. I mean, if you don't have personality or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Then it's always good to have a trick.
It is.
It's always good to have something.
It's a great substitute, isn't it, Sean?
Us three
Not wrong, mate.
had something for a fair while there,
know.
and it was something that we were told at the time that we couldn't discuss, so we never discussed it.
No.
But then once we got lost the rights to it,
we lost our
we've never
privileges.
stopped talking about it. We spoke to Ed Sheeran about it because he had one too, and that is the
Yes.
Nando's card. This Nando's card
For
was
starters,
given to the most special of celebrities, which was we didn't understand why we were given
and
it.
Nando's ladies turned up one day and gave them to us. And the best thing about it, it was metal. So
Metal
it really
card. I've
stood
still
out.
got it. Never threw it away. You still got it?
No, I've unloaded it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I kept it.
It is a special card.
Because
you're right,
you
mate.
would pull this card out, and people
true.
that were in the know would say, my friends that would know, go, hey, show them the card. And then I'd show them the Nando's card. And that Nando's card, that entitled us to every day, listen to this, every day, we separately could get up to $400 worth of chicken.
And I pushed it to the
Or
limits,
chips.
I can
Or
tell you.
chips, anything on the menu.
Anything off the menu.
$400 to spend every day. We could have gone there 7 days a week and bought $400 worth every day.
Because that's a lot.
You two went way more than I did.
Hello, Jelani. He works up the road.
Jelani
Now, knows
at
him
Power-
as well.
Power-
Oh, you've never seen Jelani since, have you? Since you had to pay.
I think he's back to Pakistan.
Have not.
But that there was so impressive because we'd heard about these cards,
Yes.
so we were impressed ourselves.
Yes.
And that was so impressive.
And when he showed that to somebody, they were like,
yeah.
how did you get that? And the answer is, we don't really know.
We don't know. And they
don't
gave it to
know,
us for a couple of years.
Yeah,
and then
but
it
we
stopped
loved
because
it.
I reckon they went, no, this is a mistake.
Yeah. And also, We were the only things keeping the Palmyra Nando's
Oh,
afloat.
mate, good stuff. Good
Yeah.
times.
It is
Did
still
you
there.
ever have anything else that you'd impress
Yeah, I
people
did
with?
actually. I had a gold card into a place called the Men's Gallery in Melbourne, and it's just off
Oh, is that
King
just
Street.
art, is it?
Just
What is that? Is
Just
that-
a savvy place where you could go and see
Just-
things.
I
Yeah.
just have drinks with the fellas.
Yeah, yeah.
Served by ladies.
Yeah, and I had this card, and I never had used it until one day I was with
Oh,
my
I'd never have used it. So I've seen the card. There's several
It's
holes in
worn
it.
out.
Anyway, one of my mates, I was driving around in Melbourne one weekend, I was there. He said, well, we've got to put this thing to the test. So
Yes.
so we pulled up and went into this thing. Obviously, people are lining up.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you just flashed your
Harry's-
card. The men's gallery.
Are you over 18? It
Yes.
says. Like
Yeah,
Costco.
Anyway, we got whisked through the whole lot. I think I got a drink, a free
Yeah.
drink out of it. Nat, treated like absolutely royalty.
It's not what you would use to impress
Yeah.
the ladies, but it is a way to impress the
I was
the-
impressing
your
everybody.
mates. Yeah.
Everyone's loving it.
It's time to stop putting off your trips and start celebrating summer with an amazing getaway.
Whatif.com has all kinds of accommodation options all around Oz.
Check them out on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Story.
We're talking about impressing people. There's something that you show people to impress them.
Like the guy at the basketball game that
yeah.
impressed a girl with his
Yeah.
Costco card.
It
and
is.
it's caught on camera for everyone to enjoy.
One of my mates was living with this guy. It was his housemate. And when I went around there to visit, he said straight away, made a point as soon as I walked in, hey, go at the back and check out what he's doing. And I went, okay, no worries. Obviously, thinking I was going to be impressed. And I was, because I walked out the back and this guy was working on his very own hovercraft that he had bought. He had bought it secondhand.
Where do you get a second-hand
And there was a
hovercraft?
giant hovercraft in the backyard.
That's impressive,
And
man.
I had never seen
No,
a
not up
hovercraft in
close.
real life. And so I stood on it, everything like that. And so I don't even know if the guy ended up getting working, but just having a giant hovercraft in the backyard was
That's
so
cool.
impressive.
Hello, Amy.
Hi.
Hi,
Amy.
Impress us.
So the thing that I had and still do actually flex a little bit is a gold card for time zone.
Tell me more. What does this gold card get you?
So you have to spend $1,000. You have to keep the same card because obviously you don't spend $1,000 in one go. You keep the same card, keep coming back. They upgrade to the gold. You get a free game every day. You get discounted games, and it's just really cool because no one else has one.
Wait,
Amy,
you paid
you have to pay
$1,000 for that?
$1,000.
Yeah, it took a while. It
Yeah.
definitely took a while.
So either you had to so you had to earn $1,000 or you had to pay
No.
pay
Pay for
you
it,
had
and
to
then you got-
spend. So, like, you get your standard card when you go in,
Okay.
and it's just a basic one, and then you upgrade to a VIP card.
Oh,
Okay,
As-
so
as you
once you've
spend
spent
more.
$1,000, Amy, why are you spending so much money at Time Zone?
I just love time zone.
Are you? Okay, so there are
I
no
love
children.
Time Zone.
taking the
There are
kids.
no children involved here.
Definitely not.
So wait, what are you playing?
Everything. I like the basketball hoops. I like to smash the little alligators on the head.
Yeah, what about the shooting games?
I mean,
There's so
everybody
many
loves
shooting
whacking
games,
those
Amy.
little alligators. I love them.
Shooting games, definitely.
Air
Photo
hockey?
booth. Always got to go to
The
photo
photo
booth.
booth. Air
booth.
hockey. Air hockey.
Air hockey, yeah.
Yeah, the dance one. Do you do the dance off one?
Oh, you have
Wait,
to do
so
that.
are you
I do the dance ones very badly.
are you going in with friends after you've gone out for dinner or something like that, or sometimes do you go in for yourself for a bit of a Time Zone sesh?
I definitely have been in there by myself.
Just kill a bit of time.
I'm sorry.
But I went with friends just last week. So
Yeah. Where's your
something that I
go-to-
still do at 28
Where's your home ground? Which time zone do you go to?
in a low.
Inaloo, right?
Inaloo
yeah,
time
nice. It's a
zone.
good
There
one.
you
It's a
go.
good one.
See
Yep.
Amy there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's got a black belt
I'm
in
sorry.
Time Zone.
An adult that goes to Time Zone by themselves, just that makes me laugh. I love it.
Everyone's got a PlayStation.
She's a
They
gold
love
card
Time
holder.
Zone.
She's a gold card
Time
holder,
Zone.
Nathan.
Mate, that time when she's in there by herself, the air hockey is harder though, isn't it?
So you got to be quick around the court, don't you?
It's true. Let's go to Kerry in Queens. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great, Kerry. Okay. So this is a story about your dad, what he does to impress people?
Yes. So my dad, back in the day when he was younger, his best friend is Nick Faldo, the golfer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best in
So
the
what
world?
he does, yep.
Yes.
What he does is he gets out his book, and my dad is in his book.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. And I've always said to Dad, why didn't you say, well, where's the money for that?
Yes.
Your picture's in his book, and he's getting all these thousands of pounds or dollars. So that's whenever he's pissed up, he gets out the book. Well, I'm
And
best
shows
friends with
everybody.
Nick Faldo.
Hey,
So
if
how
you're
does he
in
know
someone's
Nick
book
Faldo?
like that,
How did
yeah.
they meet?
They went to school together.
Ah, okay.
okay. And so,
They
and
went
is
to
it?
school.
And is it a school picture of his that's in the book?
Yep. In my grandparents' back garden,
Oh.
in a tent. Yes.
In a tent.
In a tent. Well, they had a sleepover
In
or
a
something.
tent. In a tent. And when he came over to play the Heineken, I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
Heineken,
I
yeah.
remember.
At
Yeah.
Karen Up,
Yep.
yep.
So he's got pictures of him watching Nick, and he got the ball and his glove that he played. That's all signed. He's got it all in a big frame. And the best thing was, Dad was going out to a mate's house that night. He goes, "Are you going out tonight?" And I said, "No, I'm staying in." He goes, "There's going to be a phone call. It's going to be from Nick." So I had to put my professional voice on.
Yes.
Every time the phone call. Hello.
Oh, that
that's
is
a great
you should
professional
speak to
voice.
my dad with his radio voice.
Yes, that's right. That's right. He's got a few tips for you. Oh, Kerry. All right.
Kerry.
Nick in
Yes.
Nick Faldo's book, that is a flex. Well
That's a
done.
flex.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're discussing your flex, what it is that you pull out to impress people or you show them because you think, yeah, this is going to make them like me more.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's got something that he pulls out to impress people, don't you, Matt?
Yeah, so I'm a trillionaire.
A trillionaire. Okay, talk us through it, Matt.
Yeah. No one knows about me. I mean, they only talk about Elon Musk, but
Yes.
I've got a $100 trillion note.
Right.
$100 trillion note.
Where from, Matt?
Unfortunately, it's from Zimbabwe, so it can't even buy a loaf of bread.
Yes.
$1 trillion note.
$100 trillion note.
I've actually got a few, so I'll send one in to you guys one day.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you so
flush.
much.
You're flush with
All right,
cash.
so Matt, so how much does that equate to in Australian
Actual money,
dollars?
less than a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
It's totally worthless now. So not even a loaf of bread, not even a crumb. It's done.
Yeah, so you can't. It won't buy you anything.
Okay,
So, Matt,
so
that was
wait a
real
minute.
currency, right? That was real currency. So they kept printing money, and that inflation, they just kept printing money, and away they went.
Yeah. And even when they first printed that note, it could probably only buy around about 2 loaves of bread at the time.
Wait,
So-
so are we looking at $20 billion?
$20 billion. $20 billion note we're looking at the moment.
How many $20 billion to note equal a $100 trillion note? That's the question. Isn't that extraordinary? I mean,
Yeah, no.
you know things aren't going well when the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is printing a $100
Well,
trillion
right
note.
now we're looking at $2, a $2 note. That makes sense. But once
Yes.
you get to $20 billion,
Well, 100 trillion, that's even more,
and
Nathan.
100 trillion, you can't even buy a loaf of bread.
Hey, Matt, what does a house cost you? Is there enough money in the world?
Quadrillions, quintillions. They went into all of the above. It was nuts.
How
Amazing.
weird is that? How long ago was that, Matt, when that was all
That
happening?
was probably about 15, 20 years ago now. So
Yeah.
quite a while back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Amazing.
you go to the shops with cash, right?
Yes.
You do, I don't know, you just buy your staples, bread, milk, eggs.
Yeah.
And you walk in with a wheelbarrow of cash.
and those
And
notes
they'll
are
go, and
100
they'll go,
trillion
oh,
notes.
yeah, I'll need a couple of loaves of bread. They'll go, that's $200 trillion. And you're like, wow, it's like we're currently living here in Australia.
Good on you, Matt.
insane.
Thank
That is
you.
hilarious.
Erin's in Carrigallen. Hello.
Hi there, how you going?
Hi, Erin.
Great, Erin.
Erin.
How do you impress people, Erin?
Well, it's my dad's claim to fame, but he doesn't use it.
Yeah.
He was the pilot that flew Prince Charles and Princess Diana around Australia in the 1983 tour.
Wow, that's a
Ooh.
flex and a half.
Does he have?
Yeah.
Does he have photographic evidence of it?
We do. We have a photo hanging up on Mum and Dad's wall of him standing in line with all the rest of the crew with Princess Diana and Prince Charles.
Wow.
Does he have any stories, inside stories?
Well, during the time while he was flying them around, Mum was in hospital having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he missed out on my birth. Prince Charles popped his head in on the morning that I was born and asked, "Oh, so Captain, what did we have?"
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
So I
very-
exist in far as the
Yeah.
royal family are concerned.
Yeah.
You've got a link to the
And,
king straight up
yeah,
there, and well
there you
done.
go.
I do. And when he did finally come to the hospital, he brought Princess Diana's flowers that she had on the aeroplane with him.
I see.
What a cheapskate.
Second-hand flowers.
Well, all the nurses kept pinching them.
That's really
Oh,
funny.
so Princess
By the
Diana.
time Mum got home from the hospital, there was not very many flowers left.
Wow, that's
very
amazing.
funny.
Wow.
Well,
And he
that's a
doesn't
flex.
go around telling anyone this, really.
No, he's a man of very few words. So he's flown quite a few famous people around. He's flown the Sultan of Brunei,
Oh,
the Governor General.
yeah. So is he
quite
still a
few.
pilot now?
No, he's retired.
Yeah.
But he was in the Air Force for quite a number of years before he switched to commercial
Flying.
Amazing.
flying.
Wow.
Yeah, some big names there.
You know what? There is people like your dad that don't tell anyone
Yeah,
about
that's
what
right.
he's done, and there's my dad that hasn't achieved much, but
tells
crows about
everyone.
it.
The lady in the chemist at Karen up nosing.
Oh,
so,
she knows.
you
She
know,
knows.
it's a big deal.
Chemist friends.
Thank you,
Two
Erin.
lots of chemist friends. Thank you.
Sean's in Baldivis. Hello.
Yeah, g'day, fellas. I've got to put it in context. I'm an accountant, so I don't have a lot going with me or anything like. But
Yeah,
I've
we're
got
just
this.
doing numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so I do. My ex-girlfriend, her brother, is a mega actor. Sorry. He's been in some blockbusters. I think he was nominated for a Best Oscar. He's got a lot going on for him, and it's my ex-girlfriend's brother. So I pretty much sign out with that occasionally, and it's pretty impressive.
Who is that?
We got to know now,
What is
Sean.
that, like Sam Worthington or something?
Who's that?
It is Sam Worthington,
Okay.
Lucinda Worthington, but you kind of caught me there because she was my girlfriend when I was 10. So you know that me the note. It's like,
I know.
Do you want to be my girlfriend or boyfriend? You tick the box, you know, like that one,
yes.
you know, when you're 10 years old.
Oh, so it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious long-term relationship.
So once you get to that part of the story, it's not as impressive, but
Yes.
it still stacks up. The story stacks up.
Yeah, no,
You know, I
right.
do
It's
tell people
factually
that.
accurate.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Of
yeah.
course it stacks
Your
up.
ex-girlfriend is Sam Worthington's sister. That is 100% true.
God.
Well
Well done.
It's-
When's Avatar 2 coming out, by the way? I've been waiting for years.
Oh, I don't know. Sean would have the inside word on that.
Sean, do you know? Sean, you got any scoop, mate?
Hey, Sean, wait there quickly. When's the last time you saw your ex-girlfriend?
Probably when I was about 12 years old, because
Okay.
we were Warmer Primary, and then she went one way, I went the other, and that was it, mate. It's all gone.
You're
It's all
torn
gone.
apart. Yeah.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
I know that we sound like we're a very well-run operation. Oh, sorry, I couldn't say
Well,
it
we
with a
are.
straight face.
But I tell you what, one thing we're always looking for is an opportunity not to work, and
Yeah.
sometimes it could be in the case of roadworks around
Yeah.
the place.
If
or
there is a barrier to us
we're
doing
like,
our job, we shouldn't
that's
have
enough.
to do it,
That's
right?
enough. We're going to go home.
We did have roadworks around the situation here in
Yeah.
at Nova, and it was really hard
We had to break
get
the
here.
law to get to work.
So I got yelled at one morning.
Yeah,
remember?
we had to go the wrong way
These
up
guys were
Rockaby
going,
Road.
What are you doing? I was like, trying to get to my bloody work, mate. You're at yours. You stopped me from getting mine.
Sound like Brian when you said
Mate.
Doesn't he?
So, no, Brian sounds like this. When something in the building here, the tools that we need to be able to do this job stop working, I am in full belief that you can not do the thing that you're supposed to do or go home.
Ellie,
100%.
Ellie, step up here.
What's
How's
happening
your
this
morning
morning?
been this morning?
Today has been the worst day of my life. It's one of those those nightmares that you have come to life. You know, when you're like at school in your underwear, or
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
like at work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably
Firstly,
put a top on.
she's standing here in her underwear.
Go to school in
I've
your
forgotten
underwear.
my clothes.
Yeah.
No, my entire news system, Sean and I's news system has gone down in a big way.
So you have a computer system that you allows you to write the news and then it to be
gather,
What's it
and
called?
then it's called News Boss.
Yeah.
The boss.
The boss, and then it also goes through the prompter, which is linked.
Yes.
So basically, I discovered very close to the 5:30 news, it wasn't working. So I'm looking at Sean screaming, "What do I do?" And then
Yeah.
Sean's sprung
Sean's
into
so
action.
good in a crisis.
He
isn't he?
actually
Sorry,
is.
asking Sean, what do you do? For
That's how
Great
desperate
advice,
the
mate.
That's how
situation
bad it
Great
was.
was.
crisis.
I just panicked.
So we weren't able to do the 5:30 news,
Yeah.
and we weren't
No
able
news
to
is
save
good
anything.
news.
We weren't able to really. Ellie's just writing a Word document to see if she can
Ellie's
write
just
up
going to read
news at
from the
this
newspaper
particular
for the rest
time.
of the day.
So hopefully
I've
our
done that in a
text will
previous
come
job.
in and save the day in the next, I don't know, half an hour or so.
What are you doing right now?
Well, one of the texts said it is a big job and won't be fixed today, but has come back and said it's partially fixed, so we are able to use our system, but I will be.
But you can't trust
I'm
the
still
system.
scrambling to find a lot of things, to gather things, like a little beaver building a dam.
Oh,
Yeah.
beaver
Why are you
in a way.
smiling?
Because otherwise she would be crying.
Yeah.
She's staying strong.
It's a good moment. It's a journey, obviously, and they always say you've got
Can
to
I
go
tell
through it to
you?
grow through it.
This is back in the day news.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
It's
they
like
didn't
the
have all
olden
these
days.
fancy things that makes your job so easy.
Yeah.
As we all know. it
They
is.
just etched it into a bit of slate and read it.
No, this is it.
Out loud.
Back in the day, mate.
Ye old news.
When we
Yeah.
first started,
with Bulletin with
here
me.
at Nova, we had to see all these screens. We had none of this.
Yeah, none of it.
We had none of this. We were answering phones. Natalie and I, in between songs, were answering phones. Oh, hi, welcome to Nova.
True story.
Yeah, what's your
True
story?
They also had one of the windows open so the pigeons could land, and then they could read off the.
So
That's how we got the news.
We've got these screens here
wow.
that tell us what callers are up, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't
didn't
have
have
that.
that.
So we had a girl named Mandy Sophie, who was in the other studio, and she would furiously write down people's names on a whiteboard, and then we would have to turn
hold
around
it
and
up to the
see
window.
who it is. And if someone dropped out, she'd have to rub it off with a thing on, write it back down. That's what we were. That's when we first
You guys
started
are real
here.
troopers.
Thank you.
Now get back in there.
You got to go. Sometimes, Ali, you got to go through it to appreciate what's on
That's
the other
right.
side.
That's
so
right.
True. That's so true.
Yeah,
What doesn't
Heroes.
break you makes you
she's
stronger.
stronger. Kelly, mate. Kelly.
Kelly Clarkson.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We're going to pop over to Arizona right now at a school.
Oh, I'll take the jumper off then.
Yeah, a year 8 teacher, she's lost her job. And her husband, who teaches year 4, has lost his job as well.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and she's upset about what's happened, and she doesn't think it's quite fair. You see, they decided to shoot some videos together, some OnlyFans videos in her empty classroom after school. Now, she said that she did all the right things.
What?
She made sure that the content wasn't available to people that lived within Arizona, but the way the internet works is other people can find things and then
And then
send
Yeah,
it to
you
them.
can, you can see that stuff in Perth. would you
All
believe?
the children end up getting
they did.
hold of this stuff. The parents, the teachers all got hold of this stuff.
Sean's got it.
Oh, geez, I slept easy last night. I tell
Yeah,
ya.
yeah. She was using the alias Chloe Carter. She said I did the right thing. I wasn't calling
yep.
myself my name. I was using the name Chloe Carter. She did, unfortunately, use her staff photograph that
Yeah, she
was
did.
on the staff website.
But it was
how
such a good
sexy is
photo.
her stuff
Yeah, such a good
photo?
photo.
Yeah. She was a middle school science teacher. Her real name's Samantha Pia. She used Chloe Carter as her name. And, she said that this was a side hustle, right? That she claimed was necessary. So she said, this isn't my fault. This was necessary because I get paid so badly as a teacher. So this is it's not my fault. I had to do this.
She had to have the OnlyFans account, and she had to use the classroom as a setting.
That's the thing.
She didn't have to use it. She could have do it at home.
Yeah.
Like, I get if you need an extra revenue stream, that's fine.
Yeah.
Be that what it may. But don't use your workplace that's a primary school.
But,
as your
okay, in her
setting.
defence, she has said that no kids were there.
Well said, Nate. Absolutely.
So, I mean, are you, Nathan, your OnlyFans, do you record that here at work?
Of course I do. You shouldn't put your mouth near these mics.
Jeez. I'm going to stop
Luckily,
licking
there's
on this
cameras.
morning.
We're gonna.
But if you have the opportunity, I mean, like when you film in here, we have the cameras already set up,
Yeah,
so
the
why
light-
wouldn't
the
you take
lighting is
advantage
very
of that?
good.
It
Mate,
cuts
you put the
cost.
floodlights
Take
on.
out the middleman.
You just go to town on Vox Pro.
Yeah.
You just really get in there to every nook and cranny of the studio.
And she can't believe that she's been fired.
Oh, she's not
believe it.
happy.
Yeah, right.
She thinks that she's been targeted. She thinks that she's done all the right things.
All the right things.
All the right things.
Do it at home.
No kids were there. What else she's supposed to do? She's being paid badly.
Do it at home.
She's spray and wipe afterwards, you would hope so.
No, it's cleaner's job.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Sure.
All right, once again, you slate.
Yeah. But you should have seen how she cleaned the dusters. That is a talented woman.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Time to catch up with Perth Scorchers superstar Sophie Devine. The girls have been a bit hot and cold in recent weeks after a flying start. She joins us now. G'day, Soph.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Hello, Sophie.
Hi,
Wonderful.
Soph.
Oh, I was just saying, Nat and I were talking yesterday about cricket. Nathan, it normally puts him to sleep, but there was when we had you in last time, you guys were off to an absolute fly. There's a couple of weeks lately. There's just been
Bit
good
of a stumble.
performances, some that have not been so brilliant.
Yeah, no, that's a fair assessment. I think we've been a little bit up and down, and then obviously this weekend we had a pretty convincing win against the Renegades, and then we got absolutely pipped by the Sixers on the last ball. Yeah, there's some player called Alyssa Healy who goes all right.
Never heard of her, what she ever done.
Be named
exactly.
Australia's new captain. Yeah.
No, so it's been it's been a bit of an up and down season, but we've still got 2 games to go, so looking forward to those this weekend coming.
So if we were talking about the length of cricket yesterday, so we know that there's the T20, which is very popular. The mid crickets, that's 1 days.
Yeah, the 50 over game. So WA here are playing in one today.
And then we've got what's the long cricket? That's
Test cricket.
Test cricket.
What's the long cricket?
Long cricket. Sophie, what's your favourite cricket to watch?
Or it depends, which isn't going to help you. I do like Test cricket when it's certain teams, so the Ashes, which is Australia or England, I love that, and obviously when my Kiwis are playing. But T20 cricket's pretty entertaining, I think. Obviously,
it's nice and short, which I can understand. Cricket can be pretty long and boring. I accept that. But, T20 cricket is pretty exciting, and it was all over and done with within about 3 hours, so you can't complain about that.
Well,
Yeah.
I found out about
true.
shorter cricket, which is T10.
There's a T10, right? There's a 10.
Is there a
10
T10?
over thing? It's called something else though. Over in the UK, I reckon. Soph, that'd be right.
Yeah, there is over there, and there's one that's played in the UAE as well, I think, the T10 tournament, which I'm certainly very keen for. Any time that you can play less cricket, it's always a good
But you want to
time.
get paid the same amount.
How
though,
good
Soph.
less
That's the
cricket
thing.
and same money?
Yeah.
Less cricket,
Well,
same
exactly.
money.
Well, you can see why they'd play shorter time in the UAE because you're out in the
in the
55
sun.
degrees. And
Far out.
you go,
It's
"Oh,
like us here, Soph, on the radio. A breakfast shift is 3 hours. A drive shift's 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're like, drive.
Ripped off.
Yeah.
So in a season of T10, if you're batting down the order, you could just never get to bat.
Yeah, which would be ideal, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
really?
If you're one of the bowlers, you might never bat.
So I know everyone that's on cricket team wants to play cricket, but I mean,
Yes.
I'd be loving to be the person that never
So
played.
you just sit around and do nothing
get
for
paid.
an entire innings, yeah.
You'd average to be good.
Oh, mate. Who cares, Sean? It's
Oh,
not
no,
your
I'm
fault.
saying.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so
strike
wait,
rate-
would that be
strike
a
rate
good? Would that be
100%.
good? Would that be? Oh,
And then
okay.
as a bowler, you only have to, what do they bowl? 2 overs each.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Yeah. Living the dream.
T10.
Isn't it
Living the dream. Hey, Soph, your time growing up over in New Zealand, was it magical? Nathan always talks about how I've never been over there, but how beautiful
every
the
part
whole
of it.
place is. And
Just hanging out with all the hobbits.
do you get
and
much time
stuff.
at home?
No, actually, funnily enough. Last time I was back in New Zealand was about 5 months ago, so certainly looking forward to getting back home in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, certainly feel very lucky to have grown up in New Zealand. Obviously, I think Australia's pretty similar. Obviously, climate
Yeah.
maybe not so much, although we are in Melbourne at the moment, and I've got about 12 layers on and a beanie,
Yeah.
which is really nice of it to remind me of New Zealand. But yeah, look, I do. I certainly love New Zealand and being able to go back home. But the way that the schedule is, sometimes you sort of do have big stints away. So you certainly, you really relish those opportunities when you can get back home and just chill out with family and friends.
So, whereabouts in New Zealand do you hail from?
From Wellington originally.
Wellington. So my neighbour across the hall, Shane, he's from New Zealand, and
Do you know him?
And I was speaking to him about how beautiful it is, and then I said, you know what, the place that I've mainly spent time in is Queenstown,
Yes.
but I've driven around all over and gone to both islands. I said, but Queenstown's amazing, and he goes, all of us locals look down on Queenstown because it's just full of tourists.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Well, yeah, it is a little bit. Obviously, Wanaka's pretty cool down there.
Wanaka's
Arrowtown as well.
beautiful,
Which is,
yeah. Arrowtown is
not too bad.
gorgeous. It's like it's a little mining town that looks like it's a set out of a movie. It's absolutely beautiful. And you go into the pub and all the old guys just turn around and look at you.
The piano player stops playing.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's hilarious.
Well, I think we've covered everything cricket, haven't we, Soph?
Yep, nailed it.
Well, we are playing the Melbourne Stars this Saturday, and then we play back up against the Renegades on Sunday. So it's
Is
all
this
happening this
weather
weekend.
permitting, Sophie?
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. We're actually up in sort of regional Melbourne, up in Maui, which I've never heard of
Oh,
before. but,
crikey.
Oh, try
That's-
the Maui crayfish there, Soph. I've been to the Maui
Oh.
races. They reckon try the Maui crayfish.
oh, that's great. Heads up. I'll have to give that a nudge.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
just
looking
ask the
forward to that.
locals.
Sounds dodgy.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't ask for that, actually.
Why? What
Sophie.
is it? Is it a sex thing?
Well, it's not. It's
So if it is not a
Maui's-
sex thing, just in case.
Maui isn't on the coast, for starters. so-
Okay. What is it?
That's a spring roll, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, I was going to say. All these guys are going home and going, sweetheart, I want a Maui crayfish tonight. I don't care what you say. You're married to me.
Good
Good luck, Soph.
Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks heaps, guys.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Today, big day. It's Dua Lipa Day.
That's right.
Oh, it is. It is.
Playing
Yesterday,
tonight?
she flew into Perth on a private jet.
Yes.
God, that must be a good feeling.
And as
Oh,
Ellie
no.
reported in the news, she went from the airport to her hotel.
Oh, my wife's going along tonight,
Yeah.
actually.
Is she?
She half gave me an invitation.
Well,
but
we're
really didn't like
besties,
it.
of course,
Yes.
because
We
we
are.
met her 4
That's what I
years
said.
ago
Yeah,
when
so-
she did Nova's Red Room.
We were at the campfield and we got to hang out with her, and we just thought, God, you know, like. Yeah, back then you thought, wait, is she going to be able to make this career
Yeah.
last? And she has just worked with some of the
we
biggest artists in the world. She's
Obviously,
here for
the
the long
wind beneath
haul.
her wings because
Yeah.
she just
Well, we are.
soared
Yeah.
from there, didn't she?
I have to apologise. You can hear it. I'm wearing a camo jacket.
You can hear it, but you can't see it,
Can't
obviously,
see it.
because it's
So,
Can't see
down.
it.
I
It's
mean,
like
I
he's
just want to
naked.
prepare you all.
All right, this is our chat from 4 years ago.
How lucky are we? We're here with Dua Lipa.
Thank you.
Welcome to Perth, mate.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
Travelling all over Australia, now you're in WA. Like, when you go to your hotel and you rock in, what's the first thing you have a look around at? Because I'm always go straight into the bathroom, check out how good it is.
Oh, so I'm minibar.
Minibar, yeah.
Every time.
Every time, just
Don't
like,
you hate
oh,
those
what's in
ones
here?
where they charge you to
I
pick it up and put it
discovered
down
for the
again?
first time, I've never had a cherry ripe before.
Haven't you had a cherry rice?
No.
How'd you go?
It's like a cherry bounty.
Yeah, bounty.
Banging.
Do you like a bounty?
Yeah, I love a bounty.
No one likes a
I'm
bounty.
indifferent about a
What?
bounty.
Everyone loves a bounty.
Bounty is the poorest of all the
Yeah,
chocolates.
you leave that one till last.
When do we finish this interview? I'm ready to leave.
It's never finishing.
What you
So-
need to try
Help.
is the dark chocolate cherry ripe.
But it's
'Cause that one's
amazing. I thought it was delicious.
Don't they have them in the UK then?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
you need to move here, obviously. That's the only solution.
If anyone else said there's videos of my dad on YouTube singing, they would want to do themselves in. I've been watching your dad on YouTube singing. He's
Oh, you have?
amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm saying thank you on his behalf. I'm like, thanks so much. That's my dad.
Are you kidding me? And then he performed with a song at your
At my-
hometown.
yeah, we did it. Well, basically, me and my band, my dad helped me organise a big show in Kosovo, and it was the first time I'd gone back after like about 4 years. And we had this, it was kind of like a crazy, massive homecoming. I had little kids and they're like grandmothers around my parents' house, just literally like crowding around.
Oh,
It was
amazing.
pretty, everything was pretty surreal, and there was just such a massive turnout for the show. And me and my band decided to surprise my dad by singing one of his songs.
Oh, yeah.
And then it came to like the second verse, and I turned around and my dad was there, and he was just like pale, white as a sheet, because he just couldn't believe that we had like decided to do one of his songs. And he came and he joined in, and it was one of my
Aw.
favourite moments. Yeah,
It was
That's so
beautiful.
it was really
Incredible.
special.
When,
yeah.
when you left Kosovo after you'd been in London growing up and all that,
Yeah.
and then you went back at 15, and you said you stayed with friends, did they have adults? Because you were only 15 at the time.
Well, the girl I was staying with to begin with, she was also from Kosovo, but she was doing her masters in the UK, so she was quite a bit older than me. But she had like her own agenda and life, and I had my mates, and I was like, great, whenever my mates were sick of their parents, they'd come and hang out at mine, because there'd be no parents.
Yeah.
So did you do the cooking for yourself? Did you have to look
Yeah.
after
Were you
everything?
capable of looking after yourself at that age?
Yeah,
you think you
I mean,
can.
it's always really exciting when you go and you're like, oh my god, I'm living all on my own, and then it comes to the point where no one tells you to tidy up your room anymore.
Yeah.
No one tells you to help do the dishes.
The only thing
no
you've
one-
eaten is toast.
and you're just like, oh, I have to get up and actually sort my life out myself without
Yeah.
being told. And it definitely helped me like grow up and mature a lot sooner, I suppose. But I guess I've watched my mum, cook and helped her around, and
Yeah.
so I think I'm quite good at that.
You've had so many amazing things happen to you. What's the most exciting phone call you placed to your parents to tell them what had happened in your career?
Most exciting phone call was when, there was kind of a point in my career when I was just floating around. I was like, I'm going to find a manager and I'm going to try and do some songs. And I found my manager, Ben, and I was in the studio recording stuff. And my parents were like, great, so September's come around. You're going to go back to uni, because I decided to take a year out. They're like, oh, so you're going to go to uni this year? And I'm like, well, no, I've just found a manager and I've just decided not to. And they're like, okay, this is obviously your decision, but just want to make sure that you're sure. And I was like, well, I can go back to uni anytime. And they were like, okay. So I kind of started writing and recording and working, and then I called my parents one day, and I was like, hey, you guys should book your flights to London, because I'm going to sign my deal.
How exciting.
And that was really exciting.
And plus I'm in jail, so.
Bring some money.
And it was oh yeah. And yeah, it was really exciting, and they came down and they kind of met the team and everyone, and yeah, they've just kind of been along for the whole process. So it's
So
been cool.
no danger of going back to uni then?
I don't think so.
What were you going to be?
I don't know. That's why I didn't really want to go to uni.
Were you just doing a
because-
general degree? And
No,
Yeah.
we didn't really have that option. I guess you kind of have to decide, and because the only thing I wanted to do was music, but I didn't really want to study music.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to take a year out and like just focus on putting music out and just kind of floating around and trying to be heard. really.
I think you
And,
spent your time better.
Yeah,
not going
it's
to
working
uni.
out a
Yeah,
treat.
and
Always good for
I'm
us,
not in
we've got your
I'm not in
songs.
debt.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
That's also
That's a
another
bit of
thing
a
where I was
bonus.
like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go because then I would just be in debt for a while.
Is it tiring travelling all the time? Because when you first did your tour, it was through Europe in particular, and you were
Yeah.
gone for like 10 months in one foul swoop.
Yeah, I've kind of been on tour for about 2 years nearly now.
Do you get sick of room service and going out for dinner?
No, it's my life now.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm really used to it, and I do enjoy it. But it's been such luxury being here for such a long amount of time because I've really been able to kind of create a routine and be somewhere for like a whole week, and I kind of know where my favorite little spots are, and yeah, so it's been fun.
Do you have a house?
I in a very expensive storage space. Yes,
Oh, well,
I
that's
do
nice.
in London.
Do you have friends
in
over?
London. I do. They come. I mean, I'm like, I spend so much time around people, and then I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go home and be in my bed and just be at home alone. And then the second I get through the door, I'm like, who's coming over? So yeah, I'm really looking forward for all my mates to come around.
Well, you know what? You're awesome. Your
And-
music's brilliant.
Thank you so much.
We're very excited for you. Thank you for coming to
Thank
Perth.
you for having me. Thank you so much.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Brian's Blitz and Bargains will be returning tomorrow with 2 separate opportunities for you to get your hands on $1,000.
How good.
Brian's bargain this morning was a wok.
A wok.
A wok. See, we're not trying to trick you.
No.
They're normal things.
Today, I have to say, the questions were way better.
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
Then
The first
yesterday when
day-
it was a sleeping bag.
Was the first day
Yes.
it was infuriating.
Think of your questions like a funnel. So
Yes,
start broad,
it, and then
funnel
go
it
down
in.
the end.
Well played.
That's why I'll put my sesame seeds in my little sesame seed shaker. Is with
What
the
about your
funnel.
poppy
Poppy
seeds? That's
seeds,
what you need
mate.
to
Oh,
worry about.
Those recalled poppy seeds
Yep.
that are like killing people or whatever. I had a jar of that I threw out yesterday.
Do you want to bring it in?
I know. We could just have a little bit each
It's an
day.
opportunity.
Yeah, because that's the brand. I buy the big thing of
Yeah.
poppy seeds
Yeah.
and sesame seeds. And
No, sorry. So why do you buy a big thing?
What are you using your poppy
What do you
seeds
mean,
for?
why?
Like
Poppy-
sesame seeds I get because you can put them on stir fries and things like that.
Yeah,
Poppy seeds?
yeah, for both. If I have like say sausage rolls, if I'm doing anything pastry wise at home, then I will always want a poppy seed, unless for savoury, I always want poppy seeds or sesame seeds on there. But usually it's sesame seeds. That's why the poppy seeds are unopened.
How big's your thing of poppy seeds or sesame seeds?
It's like a can. Like imagine a can of soup or something like that. Or
That's a
like
lot of
That's
poppy
a lot.
seeds.
Yeah.
Slash sesame seeds.
Yeah. I go through more of the sesame seeds. I'll usually have one spare too. I love sesame seeds a lot.
You heard it here first,
Chat,
Perth.
everybody.
This is the quality content. This is
There
the
is
quality
nobody out
content
there.
you come
No,
to know
I will
before.
buy like the bread I buy, Natalie, which is it the Abbott? It's seeds and grains,
Yeah,
and the
seeds and
reason
grains.
why, and I won't get country grains, I get seeds and grains because it has poppy seeds on there. The other one doesn't, and I will not touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, you hate the country. I
Let's
see.
go rules.
There's a lot of rules. There's a
Sam.
lot of rules going on over there, that's for sure.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
From Friday the 25th to Monday the 28th of November at Carron.
God, the
Should've
king of
said
Karen got up, didn't
Brian Morris's face
at
just
him.
lit up like a beacon
Like,
then when he heard,
God.
oh, Black Friday at Carron Up.
Dad,
Far out.
your friends heard you on your radio. Get over here. Your little Karen Up shopping centre friends. Yeah, that microphone, not mine.
Just write down that. Tell me what to do, please.
he? Oh, there he is again. Lawsy, how you going?
Good morning, ma'am. The man with the golden mic.
Yes. Which
You're more famous.
Which friend told you about? They heard you on the radio
Oh, I've only
yesterday.
heard the tail end.
Yeah, I said he was about to say. Yes. Who was it? Which friend from where?
I can't remember who it was.
Was it your chemist friend? Was it your chemist friend?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's one of the ladies in the chemist, yes.
Dad has friends with ladies in the chemist.
Getting all those
He's got his bank.
prescriptions
So you
filled
got
over on.
you got your chemist friends. You got your Bank West friends.
Yeah.
What about
The
the
fish
fish
ladies,
ladies?
where
What
are
about the
they?
fish ladies? Are the fish?
Oh,
Two lots of
chemist friends.
I've got
Ooh,
friends
somebody's
everywhere.
pharmacy shopping.
And no, the fish ladies have gone.
Oh.
But Dad speaks to one of the fish ladies
The lotto lady?
all the time. On
The
the
lotto
phone.
lady.
Dad's got the
Big
lotto
W.
lady, big W ladies.
My arms get sore when I walk in there.
Yeah.
Waving.
Waving to all of your fans.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Well, we're straight into it this morning because we've got UFC champion Alexander Volkanovski, and we know that UFC is going off its head these days. And we've got the Australian legend in with us this morning. Alex, how are you, mate?
I am very good. Very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. This is amazing. 2018 was the last time in Perth we had the UFC, and you fought on it, and so did Israel Adesanya, both champions.
Yeah, we did. I think we were both we weren't on the main card, so we were just on the prelims, and now look at us. It's pretty
know.
crazy. I really enjoyed it. It was a very good card. We had good performances and a good time here. So it's good to be back. I cannot wait to go and put on a performance.
So we've spoken to a lot of professional sports people, especially AFL footballers, about what they do before a big game and how their day pans out. What happens for you for a fight day? What do you do?
Man, I'm pretty chill, to be honest. Like, we'll just go about our business how we normally would. We'll go have breakfast, hang out, a bit of banter, have a laugh, do what we usually would do. I will have a little sweat out in the morning of the fight. But other than that, man, we're just pretty chill, mate. You'll be surprised, like, for some of the biggest fights of my life, like how chill we are. We're having a laugh, and like, it was like, does he realise he's about to defend his belt?
I'm just saying, if I knew at night I was going to be in a fight, I would be freaking out the entire day, ringing people, panicking, getting my life insurance in order.
But Alex, you train for this every day of your life, and this is just getting in a situation where you're in a fight or in headlocks or manoeuvres. It's just part of what happens.
It's a day in the office for you.
Well, it is. Like, I'm actually, to be honest, not everyone is like that. A lot of people will still get nervous. A lot of people will still panic in certain situations. For me, we've done such a great job of training all that, and I think my mindset and all that type of stuff, that even in some of the deepest guillotines as I've been in, like, I wouldn't panic. I would stay composed, do what I had to do, even though I couldn't breathe and all that type of stuff.
When you start, you're starting to go out, like you're nearly knocked out.
Well,
how do you get through that part?
Well, that's exactly what was happening. Like, the
Can you
lights
show it
were
on
dimming.
Nathan?
The last time someone did that, Danny Green was in here, and he said, "I'll just give Nathan a little tap in the head," and I woke up 2 years later.
You talk about training. To run us, what's the training regime? How many hours are you putting in every day?
In fight camp, I'll train 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So especially because, as you will see, when I fight in February, it's going to be on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So we train on the Sunday because it's the same time we fight. With the fight simulator, we'll have on the exact same time we'll fight. So I train every day, anywhere from 3, even 4 hours a day. Some days, maybe on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're more half days. That's where I sort of rest. Even though they're very hard sessions, I get the whole day, the rest of the day to rest.
And then you go into a simulated fight on a Sunday.
On the Sunday, So it's a pretty full on schedule. It is intense.
That's what you've got to do to be the best.
Well, exactly right. You've got to be professional. You've got to do the work, and it's sometimes you can put all that work in, and it'll be a lot harder than the fight's going to be sometimes, but you need to be prepared for what can happen. So
I'm intrigued about diet. We watched Dwayne Johnson when he does his training, and then he has those big days where he just eats like his weight in waffles. Do you have those days? And what can you pack in you?
Not anymore. Right now I'm bulking the lightweight, so every day is like that. So it's,
really?
not really, not that much. But so right now I am bulking at the moment. But I mean, it's
so because you're going up a weight division.
Yeah. So what are we doing to bulk?
What are we doing to bulk?
Just I'm having over 4,000 calories a day, and
is it fun?
Is it good calories?
It's actually harder than you think. I don't, you know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be like, look at this bloke whinging about eating so much food.
No, because this is everyone's dream to have to eat. So give us Alexander's day on a plate. Go.
Well, man, there'll be mate, honestly, the meals are absolutely huge, because you think a lot of people are scared of carbs, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm on this diet, they're like, carbs, like doubling the carbs, doubling the proteins.
Yeah.
And I'm having the shakes that I'm having with protein. I'm like, have this chocolate, have this, have that, like all this type of stuff in there. I'm like, far out.
So you have the pastas and rices and
everything.
Burgers?
Yeah. So burgers. I can have whatever. Obviously,
are you allowed to have cheese?
Look, you're allowed to have. Look,
you want
a lot
strong
of it's more
bones?
calculated. So I'm not going to sit there and have very oily, greasy food. So a lot of it will be, carby, more clean type of.
How many chickens in your lifetime have you killed? How many chickens?
I do eat a lot of chicken, but I eat a lot of I like my beef as well. So, but yeah.
So you wiped out entire farms.
Hey, it's keeping farming going.
No, I think it's great.
Hey, Alex, it's been a big turnaround in your life. I would imagine you were playing rugby league like semi-professional over on the East Coast, and you're talking about weight. I read that you were up around 97 kilos when you were playing league. That's ridiculous to see the size of you now. I guess my question is, how much has your life changed since you've been world champion? You go anywhere in the world, any country in the world, I don't think you could have even dreamed of, and people want to say good day to you and get a photo.
Yeah, man, it's changed a lot, especially in the last year or something. obviously when you're champ, it's it's different. But I tell you what, hitting that number one pound for pound sort of status, it was funny. Like for me, I'm just like, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But people really love that, you know what I mean? Being the pound for pound king and that, like people are really, really taking notice to that, which is pretty cool. So, but man, for me, I'm the same guy I was, even when I was a 97 kilo front rower, you know what I mean? I'm honestly the same guy I always was, which I'm proud of. But things have definitely changed.
Sean's asked his wife in the bedroom if she calls him the pound to pound king.
That was a categorical no.
She actually refuses. Can we talk about the bling that's hanging around your neck? What is happening here?
Well, that's actually my uncle made this from Gold City. He's he done it. So we got it like sort of custom made. It's an octagon.
Yeah.
It's Alexander the Great. So that's my nickname, Alexander the Great. Yeah. So then obviously gold because the champ wears gold.
Gold. Yeah, exactly.
And are these real diamonds?
I think there's some of them are. It's pretty expensive. So
well, no one's going to
rob you.
No one's going to try and take it off you.
I don't usually do too much stuff.
No, it looks really good
unless it's got some meaning. So I've even got a tattoo. I just recently got a tattoo with the same sort of thing, like Alexander the Great with the octagon and things like that. So it's meaning there, right? Like UFC or like this MMA career is a massive part of my life. Yeah. So this has a lot of meaning because I wouldn't be here talking to you guys if it wasn't for it, or you know what I mean, or being successful for my family and all that. It's made a big impact on my life, and I'm very proud of it. So things like this, just a little
wear it proudly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I've seen that you've got a tramp stamp of a dolphin with a rose in its mouth. What does that mean?
Just above the bum cheek.
There's a sock standard one there. Your UFC belts. You get the same. Have we got it here?
We've got it here. Where is it? We can go grab that.
Yeah, you would love to see it. But so when you're retired, because you're never going to lose, right? You get to keep that one. You get another one.
No, you use it right now. You used to be able to get a different belt every time you defended, but right now we get a ruby. So I need to find.
What do you mean?
So ruby.
So they just give
I'll
you
show you in a sec. But
they give you a stone.
Yeah. So you've got like a plaque on the side. Yeah. So you got a
like
plaque.
the Infinity Glove.
Yeah.
From the Avengers.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We're
Thanos.
We're almost filling it right up too. So we've got it's like a little plaque on the side. You will see it. And
look at
that.
Yeah, so there you go. You can see it.
So every time you win, they add another ruby to that belt.
Yeah, so then you've got Alexander the Volkanovski. It's got the flag, and then you've got the rubies with the dates on it.
So wait, you're 3 rubies down from that, completing that side.
Filling that side.
Show me the other side.
So that one's empty at the moment, but
So wait, so say if you. Once you've filled all of them up with rubies, which you're going to do.
Yep. You want to hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Oh, Nathan, you get unbelievable powers.
Oh, my God. That is so heavy.
It's got some weight to it, yeah.
So once all the rubies are filled, what happens then?
That's when we should definitely get a new belt, huh? Yeah.
Do you get a new belt?
Hey?
Do you get a new belt once all the rubies are filled?
I don't know. I think that's definitely. I think we definitely deserve that. So,
my other question is,
we will make sure Peter can make that happen.
Is it hard to find pants with belt loops big enough for this?
Solid question.
It's good. You don't wear pants when you're wearing that.
Don't need to.
Alex, your opponent though coming up for the lightweight title, Islam Makhachev. Yeah.
I think someone just told me how to say it. Makhachev.
Yeah, he looks like a hard unit too. Like he called you out at the last fight, which he won. He called you out. You were up for it straight away. Some people will go in the UFC. It's different in boxing, is that you don't dodge the next guy, do you? Boxing, you dodge.
No, people still dodge. People still dodge. Definitely. You know what I mean? Like big fights definitely happen a lot more in the UFC than they will in boxing, to be honest.
Yeah,
the big fights, the best will fight the best, but you're still going to get people that will look for, if someone was going to go and do double champ, go up in weight and go champ, they would probably wait till it's the easiest matchup and things like that. For me, I didn't care who it was. I didn't care who won that. Like, obviously, Islam is definitely the hardest in that whole division. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I believe I can beat anyone.
Anytime.
And I love proving people wrong. I love proving the doubters wrong. There's a lot of people doubting right now. And I haven't, the last few, I haven't had many people doubting me, which it fires me up. The fact that people are doubting me for this one, I can't wait to go out there and show people that, anything is possible.
Yeah,
David
Alexander the Great was a great conqueror.
Well, there you go. And I'm conquering everything. That's what I want. So
look at him go.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, it's fired me right up. And again, he's a great fighter. And cannot wait to go and show people that
Well, this
On
is
the
amazing, everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, you can see Alexander Volkanovski. You can also Robert Whittaker, who was the headline in 2018. Didn't get the fight, actually, but now he's on your undercard.
Yep.
There's some massive fights coming. It's going to be amazing. Tickets go on sale, by the way, for the UFC. It's taking place Sunday, February 12 at RAC Arena. Tickets go on sale this Friday, November 18 at 10 a.m. And you need to be on this because this will sell out in about a minute.
Yeah, we'll go nuts.
About a minute.
If you want pre-sale tickets, you go to ufc.com/Perth. I got that right?
Look at him go.
I got it, yeah.
Give him another ruby.
Just tell him Alex said.
I pretty much butchered that, but anyway. You get it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.